let's rewind. Yeah, this is the second attempt for people who are watching on Twitch. Um, yeah, it's a bit of a mishap, and I forgot to unpause a section of the game. Which I don't know how large a portion of the game I did, but I'm just basically rewinding it back. So we're back to where we were. The other Steam highlights getting deleted because, hit the reset button on this one. To how things got derailed. Yeah, I had real life things to run stream, and I thought I pressed resume on the stream, and it turned out I didn't press resume on the stream, so I'm just going to restart from the beginning. Yeah, pardon me, this will be a short episode, but yeah, today's the one of them real life things where everything's been going wrong. I've had issues with benefits and stuff like that, and
I didn't see this part of the castle.
It was covered in the tackiest carvings of wolves and dogs.
also a bit sad as well because I received news that I don't know if any of you guys will remember. You were watching on YouTube. I used to have 2 guinea pigs, and Sugar and Puffy went. Basically Puffy went to a new home. She unfortunately passed yesterday. So Puffy's no longer with us, so I'm feeling a bit low and depressed. So I'm tempted to think about giving up this. It's like ending this thing, but I'm just gonna restart it. This is first take. Just have to be wary of my
What did they do to you?
sorry, I'm just I'll be fine. Let's get ourselves lost in a game where we've travelled through time. Oh, what's up, Fiona?
You're alive. How? I saw you disappear into the rift.
Fiona? Is that really you?
What's left of me?
Can you tell us the date? It's very important.
Harvest Mia. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
We have to get out of here. Go back in time.
Please, stop this from happening. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges him and lives.
never fought a god before. This should be memorable.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe. It might also turn us into paste.
You must try. Your spy master, Leliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If red
Okay, we were
lyric
watching
is
this
an
on
infection,
YouTube last time we started Gayquisition.
why is it coming out of the walls?
Are you sure you want to find out?
And wait, where were those? No. Where were those while we waited? No. Where were those? Remember, stupid. I can't take that. No, no, no. You can't be here. You're dead and they don't come back.
I'm not dead, Sarah. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Like I'm gonna believe some demon or whatever.
Oh, for the love of... No one's dead. Alexius used time magic.
Talk sense or shut it. I can't think about him.
I didn't mean to frighten you. I promise, it's really me. I'm here to stop this.
You might not know. There were so many. The day you died, I ran out of arrows making them pay. Then it didn't matter anymore. The Elder One killed the Empress, and then invaded. With a demon army. Demons everywhere. Everything is gone. All red. And I want them to hurt. You're really here. I'll freaking die to spit in their faces.
But now I've got Sarah. I get arm ball. The reason why I want to get Sarah first instead of going to the arm ballers. I've gone the wrong way.
Bottles of beer on the wall. 300 bottles of beer. Take one. Round, pass it around.
Oh.
You're not dead. You're supposed to be dead. There was a burn on the ground and everything.
Alexius didn't kill us. His spell sent us through time. This is our future.
Well, it's my present, and in my past, I definitely saw you both die.
Well, I'm no more dead than you.
Ugh. Now dead and not dead are up for debate. That's wonderful.
This conversation has taken a turn for the moronic. Just come with us. We're going to fight Alexius.
Why? You want to see what other tricks he's learned?
If we find him, we might be able to get back to our own time and stop all this before it happens. Exciting, yes?
Kill Alexius. Sounds good. Let's go.
You want Alexius? He's locked in the throne room. Never leaves, for God's sake.
Good
fight.
Can we find something else to hit? It'll make me feel better. Might be stuff we can use around here.
There we go. Now let's see. I'm going to change her other outfit, aren't I? Dancing, but... No point messing around. Oh, got that one. So much loot. I'll take that out because somebody else might want to use that. I'll probably design a set of armour for Sailor soon, but see, this episode probably going to be a bit shorter than what it was originally planned to be because of time and stuff. Might just do this Rest and then end it. Okay, so no tap drawing. Like I said.
There is no maker. The Elder One has taken all that is his and will soon rule from his city.
That still doesn't make him a god.
Ah! There is no god but the Elder One. The Maker is dead. Say it.
Never. I'll die a good Andrastian before living a second as one of you.
Forgive. Oh no, I can't.
Makes me sick what they do to the priests.
How did the dwarf learn of the sacrifice at the temple? Answer me!
Never.
There's no use to this defiance, little bird. There's no one left for you to protect.
You're wasting your breath.
Talk! The Elder One demands answers.
He'll get used to disappointment.
You will break.
I will die first. Or you will. You're alive.
We never died in the first place. Alexius miscalculated.
Then it will be his last mistake. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
I'm sorry for everything you suffered.
We have to reverse it first. Prevent this future from before the breach. Nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend. Some future you hope will never exist. My son.
Magister needs more power for his rituals.
No!
Come forth and serve the Elder.
Certain scene of one of the mages we saw earlier. Is it Alyssa?
Alexius can't have wanted this.
I don't know what her name was, but I think that's her name. Oops, wrong button. Ah, dear.
The breach!
Everywhere.
Don't look up. Don't look up. Don't look. Shit. I'm locked.
Ugh. I'll double check my character's levels. No. Their levels up, okay. Connor!
No! Connor! It was an act of courage. He knew there was no other way to resist. He resisted that demon to the last.
I think that health thing probably be better for Dorian than flanking.
What became of Felix? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
Look at the portal.
Is that the way to the main hall? It didn't look like that before.
Block the stairs! Are they praying? Let's try to take them by surprise. Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
There, look. I'm getting food quicker than what I was, but then again, I probably because Is there a way to sneak around? Double check. If it's a way to sneak around. I'm sorry for wasting you guys' time. Oh, why did I jump there? Teleport over. Oh, fuck my life.
Damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Excuse me.
From above.
Let's on the room to the last door.
What happened here?
Somebody had very questionable taste. Try to take out that enchanter quickly.
Anybody mind if I take some souvenirs? Maybe just a couple of those pronged helmets.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Let's head back to the main hall.
Griffy. No,
I think I know how we'll open up
Alexis now. What did they crypt this for? Because he's Master T. Again, I don't know if anyone's going in to this. Not ever played Dragon Age Inquisition, so I don't know if there's any point trying to pretend to hide spoilers.
I was worried I'd have to search the whole castle for you, Alexius.
There's no longer anywhere to run. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
What do you mean? What's ending?
The irony that you should appear now, of all the possibilities. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Mika's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Hand over the amulet, and we let him go.
Let him go, and I swear you get what you want.
I want the world back.
No. No!
close that rift. Dorian? Yeah, she's surviving people.
Both failed!
We did it!
He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
I know you cared for him.
Once he was a man to whom I compared all others. Sad, isn't it? This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible! You must go now!
The Elder One. Fred. Rick. That's how they won. How it won.
We'll head out front. Keep them off your tail.
No! I won't let you commit suicide.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have arrows. Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
You move, and we all die! You'll have to do better than that.
You failed, Alexius. How forgiving is your Elder One?
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
Well, I'm glad that's over with.
What's going on now?
Or not.
Grand Enchanter, imagine how surprised I was to learn you'd given Redcliffe Castle away to a Tevinter Magister.
King Alistair.
Especially since I'm fairly sure Redcliffe belongs to Arl Tegan.
Your Majesty, we never intended...
I know what you intended. I wanted to help you. But you've made it impossible. You and your followers are no longer welcome in Ferelden.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
After this, stick them up a tower.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
Now, Sailor's going to be a bit more on the willing side, even though it's going to probably piss off someone she really cares about, but...
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
A generous offer. But will the rest of the Inquisition honor it?
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
I'd take that offer if I were you. One way or another, you're leaving my kingdom.
We accept. It would be madness not to. I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
Now that's that done.
It's not a matter for debate. There will be abominations among the mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
We need them to close the breach. It's not going to work if we make enemies of them.
I know we need them for the breach, but they could do as much damage as the demons themselves.
Enough arguing. None of us were there. We cannot afford to second-guess our people. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. And here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
I got a taste of the consequences if we fail. Let's make sure we don't.
We will not fail.
We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
Thank you. I'd be honored to help with the plan.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying?
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
I must admit, I'm surprised.
We both saw what could happen, what this Elder One and his cult are trying to do. Not everything from Tevinter is terrible. Some of us have fought for eons against this sort of madness. It's my duty to stand with you. That future will not come to pass.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes?
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
See what we have to say.
If Fiona and her malcontents are joining us as allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
We can handle the mages. There's no need for Templars.
Have any of these men faced an abomination before, my dear? Have you? The veil is broken, and the raw power of the Fade rushes out like floodwaters through a shattered levee. In ordinary places where the veil is weak, magic is much more likely to attract demons. And if demons can walk our world with no blood magic to summon them, how safe do you think our allies are? There has never been a greater threat to mages than the Breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
You have a low opinion of your fellow mages.
It's not so much an opinion as grasping the obvious. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
You're preaching to the choir, Vivian.
Tell me something. As you will no doubt have a hand in shaping it, what future do you see for mages?
Mages shouldn't be kept out of the Chantry. Who knows the dangers of magic better than a mage?
A curious idea. Such twists and turns your mind takes. It's something to consider, my dear. Yes?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the Circle?
After the Circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the Circle would be in your debt.
Go see as well and hand in some.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your lyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who was she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
How?
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We're becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of comforting the masses.
Mage circles started falling years ago. The Chantry was troubled even before the Divine's murder.
Yet many people continue to bear it great love. We will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
I suppose a shared faith can be useful when talking with strangers.
Precisely. And these similar interests are merely where we begin. We must learn to think beyond our own wants, to secure peace in Thedas.
The Inquisition will have plenty of time for that, between finding the Divine's murderer and sealing the breach.
Busy as we are, I do have a question for you, if you've a moment. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Will my answer change your reply to the Chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra, Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of you.
I'd tell the Chantry I was saved by circumstance, not divine intervention.
Yet as rumors your Andraste's herald grow, the Grand Clerics may not believe such a humble reply. A difficult situation, and I thank you for your answer. A good day to you. Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies.
We must aim for more.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
Apothecary Adon will
Thank
have
you.
more poultices for the injured as soon as possible, revered mother.
Thank you.
If you find anything, please bring it in. Have you been able to save many people?
More than if
Hello? Can I help you with something?
I'll speak with you later.
Travel safely.
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
Let's double check if we can land in anything, but I doubt we can. Oh, we can.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life
What
in
me?
exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
I'll leave you to your work.
So I've already spoke to Vivian. I'm gonna go through the back. Hey Dorian.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halamsharal? Cows milking farmers?
So I just want to make sure that it's the first time speaking to Film Research. I want to make sure things go right.
There was no other choice.
Oh, there were definitely other choices. You picked the one that'll shock the children. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given Southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
What would be wrong with that, exactly?
Nothing, at first. Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed, by inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew. A little bird told me you were part of the Carter Inquisitor.
A little bird?
Well, a big bird. A big, indiscreet bird who was drunk at the time.
What you heard was true. I was once part of the Carta.
Not any longer. Too bad. They're an excellent source of cheap contraband. Back home, you see dwarves everywhere. And not just from the Ambassadoria. Rather odd how in the south, everyone thinks of dwarves as merchants. Limited view, in my opinion. Maybe you'll change that. In the future, one will hear dwarf and think Messiah. Down with stereotypes.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all?
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion, too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them probably innocent.
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a Magister who makes noise. And then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And? Did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
Well, we don't have slaves in the south.
In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
I suppose not.
I was trying to get
No.
doing the people up.
I know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all. Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That Magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All majors now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're Leitan, lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically. The potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing?
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
There are circles of magi in the Imperium?
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
So, the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the south. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I share your opinion, actually.
That's not surprising, considering what the Inquisition represents. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
I'm not sure about that myself.
Doubt is good. I like doubt. It will keep you sane. Me? I've seen too much to believe I know everything. The world is bigger than I. Even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe. But I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Divinity, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
You certainly think highly of yourself.
It's true. I could be more modest, but I'd be lying. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
It just seems so much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care deeply about everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them.
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see?
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
I should go.
Try not to kill anyone without me.
We didn't plan on it. Yes, Alice?
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel. Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witness.
So many were dead. More had been corrupted. Knowing what will happen if we fail.
I suggest we not fail. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront. What can I do for you?
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
The Chantry isn't supporting us.
Sarah was never an agreeable girl. Her tongue tells tales of
Excuse me.
rebellion, but she was so fast and quick with her bow. No one quite knew where she came from. Sarah was never quite the quietest girl. Her attacks are loud and ritual.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
Do you have a problem with our new allies? With mages?
No problem with mages. I mean, you know some that are alright. My problem is magic. If mages sat on their hands, everything would be fine. I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Well, you're dragging people together, suppose that's something. You're gonna need more trebuchets if you're going after the sky. Or, you know, ladders.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again with your people. Right, which ones?
What about Dorian?
It's fun. Could lose a bit more to Vinta.
Good luck on boys.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
It makes me wonder about things. I mean, what do the women look like? Woof.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Hey, Varric.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
We can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
That's a good point. We should celebrate. A banquet? Something like a banquet?
Word to Josephine, and I bet she could arrange anything. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know. Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Thanks, Varric.
No.
And you've heard nothing of this elder one in any investigation?
Ooh. Got the enhanced models now, so... Oh, there's the schematics, okay. Let's go sell the stuff I don't need anymore. Can't find the schematics. Now let's see where we ended up when we crashed. I can't believe the game buddy crashed. Yeah, we just finished on the back. Okay. Let's just double check. So now codex. Yep. Off stream, I'll get rid of all of them, but anyway. Let's find selling all our crap.
Lissa wants to know if you have anything that can make tavern food taste
I was not having a good day today, am I? I went fucking wrong. Excuse my language. Oh, it's just the way I'm feeling at the moment. It's like, oh, I just want to give up. Fucking just give her that. Anyway. Oh, glad I made majors. Talon, how you doing?
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
I know you're worried about having the mages here. Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risks. I will not endanger the alliance you've created. We need their help. Any precautions taken will be to ensure the safety of our people and the mages themselves. Nothing more.
That's all for now.
That's all for now.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
I'll probably redo that conversation again when we get Scarhold. Oh, transfer to a mage.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
Is there an issue with the mages? Can I help?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
Well, I hope it works. What other choice do we have?
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
I am rather clever, aren't I?
Close the breach. Then I'll agree with you. Go on, then.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I'd rather not.
I'll let you get back to work.
Nice work at Redcliffe. I could help the mages learn to work with Inquisition soldiers if you like. Not that the chief has any apostates in the group.
Iron Bull said the chargers were at my disposal. Do you have any suggestions on how to use them?
The Templars have holed up in Thorinfar Redoubt. No idea what's happening inside. I could have some of the boys poke around. If nothing else, we get a better look at the land.
Can we talk about the Bull's chargers?
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Have you had any other interesting jobs?
Had one noble whose rival had been told by a fortune teller that her death would come on feathered wings. The noble sent us after the rival. Not assassination, legal and everything, but we had to wear feathers. We sewed them into shirts over our armor. Should have seen the chief, all feathered up like the cock of the walk. Ended up retreating after all that. The rival choked to death a year later on a chicken bone.
We'll talk later.
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
Every time I think I understand magic, the rules change.
I know, right? If I were a mage, I'd just throw fire at people. That's all. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn,
Oh my
it
ear.
gives me a headache just looking at it.
Now that we've got better maps,
Yeah, I'm not going to touch the golden lad because, like I said, I'm going to do that towards the end of the playthrough.
There was never going to be an easy answer to the mage dilemma. What you did for the mages took courage. You gave them a chance. Everyone deserves one.
Glad you agree.
At your service.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
You already know what I think of your forces. I'm not sure what else there is to say.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Sarah doesn't know who she is or what she wants. Doesn't even care.
We should return to our duties.
Oh, Sam can't pick one.
You are, after all, in charge.
Anyway, I've got a mission I can do. Go back to... Oh shit, I got past out.
Another time.
So you can get here. Oh! So new stuff. Can I buy any schematics? No, just a chance to redo my tactics. I don't think I will need to. Anyway, go to the crafting table. Oh, I can't make a new armor. That's the same.
Another time.
Anyway, I guess the only thing we could tongue-tied to do now is get to the war table because I don't think, yeah, you can't fast travel there. Oh well. Let's get to the war table. It's always episode's gone a bit short about saying we all love decided getting away in a major way. Now this is even the second take.
I will take these injury reports to research Monet.
Yeah, in our hearts shall burn. I'm probably going to save until next time. Want to do some investigating on the war table.
What have your ears heard, Leliana? Anything new we don't already know about?
No, nothing.
Well, one thing I want to do is unlock a new area. Here we go. No, we're not going there though. Okay, what's the one from Haram Silver?
To work?
Hello from Starkhaven. My call is good. My name is Bastian Vales. I'll do these ones. I might even do these off stream. But anyway. I don't want to do the next. Oh, God knows. Anyway. You got some more. Gonna go back to the hinterland for a bit. Ow. Oh. Ow.
I suppose you're right.
Let's do a bit of this, and then we'll hopefully have a more longer video Sunday where we'll move on to the next bit of the main story.
Good luck out there.
Who's weirdest thing set when I hat?
Trouble up front!
Easy, right? Too easy. Piss.
Look at him jumping there like an idiot. Where's these bandits coming from? I thought I told you not to use. Oh, was it because I? That's the bandit's gone good.
As good a place as any to camp.
I've news, sir.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir. Word for you.
What is it?
This could help us.
I remember what the listen is. Doing leveled up? Or doing has?
Here's your reminder. Chadwick's team.
Alexa, stop. Hey, darling. So, little man wants some food, so I'm quickly gonna give it to him. Be right back.
The Maker has torn open the sky.
When the demons have
I know
cleansed
you.
the unworthy,
They call you the
faithful
Herald of
will be
Undraft
lifted
Day
up.
for what you did at Haven. But are you? The Maker has not told me.
I honestly don't know myself.
As I suspected, stories of you mastering the rifts are just blind heresy.
No, I can seal rifts.
Then prove it. Show me that the rifts bend to your will, the will of the Maker. Show me the power you wield.
This cult. What are you doing out here? What is it you think is happening?
The Chantry has fallen, and shown its imperfection in doing so. The Chant of Light was a lie. It was arrogance to think that mortal lips could frame the Maker's will, and so we wait in silence. The Maker has opened the sky. Soon he will call his chosen back to the Golden City.
Until later.
Until the Maker brings you back to us.
Hey, there's a big crazy light in the sky that craps out demons. Let's worship it. That makes sense.
Did you hear? The Mage Rebellion has ended.
I don't remember this.
Demons prey upon the innocent. Our faith is strong.
The Maker will save us.
Let's go upstairs.
Your mother and sister must miss you greatly. With your father's passing at the conclave, no, we can never go back. The Inquisition will pick up the pieces of his
Hey, Tinky boy, what are you doing? Ah. Ah! That's what I was wanting to do. I've got 2 shields. So which one's better then? it'll feel wrong to just go and roam this area and just then basically when I feel elsewhere, but oh Chad, what are you doing, monkey? Nothing go upstairs.
Excuse me. While you were coming up, did you meet a young noblewoman with blonde hair? Please, my beloved, tell her I am waiting.
Oh.
Lady Velena should be here. We need to be together when the Maker comes.
Where would your friend be?
She is my love, and she should be here. I wrote to her weeks ago. I know the path up the hill is dangerous, but surely the mages and Templars would not trouble a young lady.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Farewell.
Oh, there's one bit there. Before we go through that last thing, and unlock the knowledge I need. I bet that dagger's gonna be really rubbish compared to what I need. Yep. I'll keep them to your. Oh nope. Oh, it's this bit. Hey, chatters.
My name is Hindle.
Hindle, your mother can't breathe. Your father sent me here for potion.
What? She was fine. She hasn't had the breathing trouble in... All right, I can help. Here, I have some already made. Go, take it to her now.
Okay, now it's just a bit. Oh, no! Thick. Don't be in that, no! Sarah! Oh! I'm like fucking roll call there, wasn't it? Okay, now. Careful. Let's go shield a bit.
To you.
After we've sealed the rift and gone back.
I camped in these hills for 2 weeks when I got here. Me. Camping.
Peace to you.
Hey, Stinky boy. Yes, you are Stinky. Don't go double. You are. Speaker.
Maker's tears. I was a fool to have doubted you. How may we serve you? Herald of Andraste.
Listen to gather
Have your
information.
believers search for secrets that may help our cause.
As you say, Herald of Andraste. Some few will remain here, the rest will go forth to do your will. When the Maker calls you to your great purpose, remember that we served you.
Hey, we've got an agent.
Long day.
Please, hurry.
Here you go. The potion and instructions on how to make it.
Siles bless you. Or the Maker. Or whoever. It doesn't matter. Just thank you. I'll give it to her right away. If ever I can help the Inquisition, you have my word.
If you say so.
Hey. I think maybe now we can tweak the couple veil.
Welcome back.
Is it a couple veil?
Are you sure?
No, they don't.
It's just what I heard.
There's one more mission I have to do.
We all do.
You've done amazing work out here. Thanks to you, these refugees are safe, with warm clothes and food in their bellies. The Inquisition might be able to make use of them. If you had a mind to.
What are you suggesting?
We could ask the best and brightest to join the Inquisition. They would serve well. Just as easy to put them to work, or look at the whole thing as an act of charity.
Anybody who joined up now would be loyal for life.
I bet no one's ever asked them to join anything.
At least they'd be doing something useful.
Some of these people have skills that can help the Inquisition. See if any of them want to volunteer.
I'm sure we'll get some good recruits out of it. I'll go now and set things up with the refugees. But thank you again. These people are alive because of you. None of us will forget that.
Hooray! I'm going that way for. Yeah, I think that's done for now. Anyway, let's go quickly get my next level up from the influence. Send Cullen off to a new mission. Go recruit the Horsemaster. And then should be done. I think with either the with either skills I have, I can recruit him. Yeah, here we go. They've got either underworld knowledge.
We are garnering interest from the capital.
You're not pleased?
Or stock knowledge. I think I'll go for underground knowledge because it makes sense for my character. And also, if we look as well, we've got agents. So we have the Vale Regulars and Clarence the Tranquil. We have Speaker Ennius and Witty Wits. And we also have Bella and Alandra. And like I said, Cullen is done for mission, so there you go, got some more influence. Trying to think what we can do next. Either got that, I don't think Cullen can do. I think the only one I can do that is one. There you go, we can do that one. But anyway, that we go pick up the Horsemaster, and then we'll be getting ready for the next mission. Yeah, I might do some of them off. I might do some of the missions off stream, especially like ones that I want to do that will increase the get to the next part of the story quicker. Hey, I'm out. Chatters. Yeah, also get used to this team setup, because this is going to be like the main team. Oh, I think it's got a bit dark on my screen, yeah, because the sun's going down. But anyway, we are getting close to the end of things, but the cut things what I do first. Darling? Hey, Chad. Hey, Chad. You sweet boy. Come on, hurry up. It's been a disaster, Dave. Ugh, I know. Oh, Chad, this is so cute. What's that?
You look good on my Sienna's track. Still think racing's a fool's game when there's fighting to do, but you rode well.
Joining position.
You sent your stable hands and your horses to the Inquisition. What about you?
Well, you've cleaned up the area, and I can't say I'm not tempted. Still, it feels wrong to abandon my land to go play Horsemaster again.
You know, the Inquisition comes across horses from all over Thedas.
You don't say. All right, Inquisition. I'll look to your horses myself. Never let it be said that Redcliffe gave less than the best. Just let me settle matters here and say goodbye to my wife. I'll meet you at Haven.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was. Here we go. The Last Agent. And with that, we're ending things off for today. Sorry, darling. Then we tried to jump there. Goodbye. Ted. Before we actually end off, we'll also be double checking who's on so we can raid. Oh, just too much choice of people we can raid. Then again, we've not really got much people today, so I might just end it because I want to get done. Oh god, when a game stutters and stops, it really panics me. But anyway, let's get going. Stay outside the wall room.
It is good to be surrounded by mages again. Don't know if Apothecary Duncan
Next time,
any healing drafts, revered mother.
we'll be doing the mission in your heart shall burn. Maybe we'll get some heartburn, but anyway, so for the second of a stream, we probably did see the live, but basically I had to restart the stream, so yeah, that was a bit of a hiccup mess there. But anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. If you're seeing the highlights and tweets, please give us a follow and a subscription. We're just gonna end things off just straight off today because I want to get down and I'm hungry. So anyway, see you guys next time. Bye bye.